Hello and welcome to ZSR2. We have another Link's Awakening DX any percent no wrong warp out of bounds tournament match here between Mashy and PhantomMat, and this was back in round 1. Our commentators today are Astronumis and Pink Batman, and you two take it from here.
Yo, so our racers will be starting soon, but in the meantime, I guess we can explain the rule set a little bit. If you are unaware, this is any percent no wrong warp or out of bounds. This means that you cannot go and use the backs of transitions to wrong warp, so aka the doghouse glitch, and you can't go out of bounds, which means you can't go more than one tile outside of the accessible area. So with all of that combined, it creates a very unique and a lot more solid category than the 2 minutes and 12 seconds any percent that we have currently. So with that, we're going to be heading out to get the sword. Very basic movement here.
Indeed, indeed. Hello, everyone. By the way, sorry, I was very quiet for the introduction there.
So both runners pretty much neck and neck right now. Mashy going for the right side damage boost strat, while Matt is going for the left side. As you can see,
Hey, you got it.
Mashy saves 15 frames, which is very nice. So now we are going to be getting 10 rupees on the beach. Under ordinary circumstances, this would be torturous. It still is, but we can use a cool little technique called rupee duplication, where if you hold out your shield or your sword while a rupee falls on you, every other frame the rupee will duplicate, and yeah, that just makes getting rupees so much easier. And Matt got 9 rupees, which is really nice.
Mashy had horrible luck getting only 2 rupees on the beach. They did not want to drop anything today.
Yeah, and then while Octoroks have a 50-50 chance of dropping a rupee, the grass has a 1 in 16 chance, and we're seeing that here with Matt getting very below average luck here. Jeez.
My goodness.
Both of the racers just not getting lucky. Mashy not getting any rupees so far. Aside from like a luck streak. Oh, one more. There it is.
There we go.
Alright. So now Matt just committed grand larceny. That was 200 rupees. And if we're considering that these bombs, these explosives are 10 rupees, probably each rupee is worth like 10 bucks.
Is that enough to be charged for a felony? I mean, after you steal the boat, definitely.
Yeah, plus your, yeah, misuse of explosives as well. Oh yeah, speaking of buying explosives, we don't actually buy the explosives. What we do is we save and quit right as we purchase the bombs. And because the game likes to be a little fancy with how it decrements and increments your rupee counter, it only goes down every certain amount of frames. And with that, the rupee count in the game, like your actual count, also follows that. So if you interrupt that in any way, so through a save and quit, essentially, you keep your rupee count exactly the same, and that works in the inverse. So if you open up that 200 rupee chest in Dungeon 5 and you save and quit right afterwards, you won't get any of those rupees. So it's very use that power with care.
Ooh, I think Matt got the trigger here. He sure did.
And that's called a bomb trigger. If you place 2 bombs on the same screen, it tricks the game's bomb arrow timer into thinking that you activated a bomb arrow without the arrow. So it will just the very next event on the screen, which just so happens to be the cutscenes. So in that case, that was the owl text. And then coming up is Terran here.
Oh.
And even though we have the powder, we can just bomb trigger to make it so we don't have to deal with the spinning.
I didn't think he had the right positioning there, but... So I suppose if you're a pixel too low, does that mean you can pause buffer it to make it successful?
Yeah, if you're a pixel too low, you can pause buffer on that one specifically. For the owl one, you can't, because that has to do with text.
That is
if it's an event, you can double buffer it, yeah. Yeah, it's only text bomb triggers you can't buffer.
Interesting. Neither of our runners going for a pit walk today. So sad.
It's not the worst. Some people value their time.
Sure. Some people are crazy, like me.
So that's the bam boost there. Take a little damage boost off of that spark to make it so you don't have to worry about the Moldorm. And it's faster. So who doesn't like speed? So here in D1, we will be picking up the most broken item in this game, the Rock's Feather. You can tell very clearly that they really didn't think very hard about the consequences of making you allowed to jump this early. Like, yes, it does make, puzzles and traversal really nice, but it also comes with some side effects of its existence involving all of these walls. So you see these walls in the dungeon? Those are all ledges. They decided that instead of using the walls that they normally use in the overworld, they're gonna just use ledge tiles and call it a day. Well, those leave some very serious consequences for the game, where if you are clipped within 3 pixels into the wall, jump at the wall, then change your direction in any way, the game will think you're at the very last 3 pixels of that ledge, and it will allow you to jump from that position, and it puts you in the ledge fall state for an extended period of time. And that means that we can get out of bounds very, very easily.
We're not allowed to, but it is very easy to do, and let me tell you, very tempting sometimes.
Yeah. So in that case, in Dungeon 1, it's mainly just for some, shortcuts. That's what its main use is just kind of taking little shortcuts and doing little sequence breaks in dungeons while staying in bounds. There are some questionable uses in some cases, but for the most part, it's pretty, firm in its
Actually had a little trouble with rolling bones, but now moving on to the hardest boss in the game.
Solid
absolutely no problems whatsoever with it.
Yeah, Moldorm is unironically the hardest boss in the game just because of how variable the fight is, how easy it is to mess up if you're not experienced, or even how easy it is to mess up if you are experienced, because sometimes Moldorm's pattern is really weird. He'll stay in the corner, or he'll change directions on a dime and catch you off guard. It can be really weird.
Decides if you're gonna have a good day or not.
Yeah, I mean that could be the difference between a 158 D1 and a 108 D1. Sometimes
it's such a massive difference.
So yeah, Matt is now going through the mysterious woods for the second and final time.
Some banger music in the mysterious woods, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's one of the few areas in the game that actually has different music. It's also one of the few areas in the game that actually changes your the palette on your HUD.
Does it really? I never even noticed
it's
that.
blue.
It's nighttime.
Yeah, the only other times that the game changes your palette is in the house with the picture house, and in dungeons, where it's a slight, more of a brown tinge.
So Matt almost got the what we're really looking for in this moblin cave. where you get all 4 of them to line up perfectly nicely, and you get the spin / kill all 4 of them at the same time. Fortunately, the one moblin on the right was just a little out of range.
The moblin on the right never cooperates. I don't think I've gotten a quad in months. Like, it's very rare that you get that sort of luck on the Moblin Cave. But yeah, here comes the worst thing in this entire game, Bow Wow. This is a chain chomp, yes, this is a Zelda game. We saw Goombas earlier. But yeah, so Bow Wow has variable chances to eat. Luckily, Matt got lucky with the Bow Wow eat there, but sometimes you can just sit there for 30 seconds, and he just won't eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. But yeah, we're going to be seeing other reasons why Bow Wow is painful later, but for now, that's really the worst Bow Wow is for the time being. So Mashy, yep, seeing the fruits of...
Oh no. Oh, there he goes.
Pain and suffering from this horrible, horrible metal ball.
Sometimes he cooperates, and we're proud of him for it.
No, I'm not. I'm just like, you know what? Good. Thank you, finally. So, here's a perfect showcase of the shovel. Now, the bow here. Yeah. So you can 2-shot bosses, and you can 1-shot most everything. Like, look at this. Like, the music didn't even start. And this is because the game doesn't really intend us to have the bow by this point. The intended time you get the bow at is Dungeon 5, because that's where they, like, load you up on, you know... They load you up on rupees and stuff, and that's your first arrow pickup. So, yeah, you can 1-shot stuff, knock stuff off screen, it's great. But as you see, we're not finishing Dungeon 2. And that's because we're going to come back later with the whole loadout. Like, literally every other item in the game to make quick work of the second half. That's also going to be useful later, because we can just... It's just right on the way to the Windfish.
We'll say Mashy is being very conservative with their arrows today. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, same with Matt. Like, I respect it, you know? Arrow routing can be a bit annoying, and especially with how variable Bow Wow can be later with some Armo seats. It can be a little tough. So this is Villa Skip. If you... Ooh, very nice. That's a 2-buffer. If you, basically, if you pause buffer over a tile and wait for Link to scream at the very bottom of the tile, which means that he fell, the game will think that he fell down the pit even though he didn't, so it forces him down to the bottom of the tile, and we can abuse that to transition down into the Villa Garden, skipping the entire Candlelit Castle sequence. That saves several minutes. It also helps skip the entire trade sequence.
Matt also playing it very safe there, not moving as soon as he picked up the leaf. I was very scared he was a little too close to that transition, but he chose to
Oh yeah, don't press the direction at all. Don't. Literally, what you do, just jump right, slash your sword to cut the grass, you're done. That's all you need to do. Don't do anything else. Because if you transition over with the leaf, you completely just soft lock your save. Because you can't get the key now. Because the ID for the Dungeon 3 key is locked to that screen, and because it was said to be collected, you're not allowed to get the key anymore. As you can see, Matt is getting a lot of kills here, and this is to increment the piece of power counter, where if you get a certain amount of kills, an item called the piece of power will spawn, which will double your attack power, increase your knockback, and multiply your speed by 1.25 times. Obviously we want the speed because speed, but also we want the piece of power for the boss coming up, which becomes way faster when you have piece of power. Also, that was the Dongo skip. In our little state, in our free fall state there, we can actually change our direction through stuff like shield bumps and clinks, and so we can clink off of the Dodongo to then, get over to the right side and skip having to get a key, which means skipping fighting the Dodongos, since that's the fastest key to get. So we're gonna do it again.
Soft lock.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, you can soft lock there if you're too late on the super jump or you're too slow. So it's just best to do it as fast as possible. There's also another way where you super jump with sword and then slash left, but it's barely faster and it's a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also very easily soft lock with it. So this is Slime Eye. The frame rule mastermind basically runs on a frame rule and then a 50-50 chance. Very nice, Slime Eye, by the way. So how the Slime Eye works is that it'll split. It'll only be allowed to split every other frame, but it will roll to whether or not it will split on that frame. So it's essentially a 25% chance that it'll split on each slash. So if you're really fast about it, you just won't. It won't split. But if you are, if you slash at certain intervals, you'll be able to make that cycle every time. It just depends on what part of the cycle you enter in on. I'm actually having a little bit of trouble with the Dodongo skip.
Mm-hmm. Is his 5th try?
It's honestly pretty hard.
It's a lot of pressure. I mean, you're trying not to soft lock by going fast enough, but because you've got that extra pressure of trying to go too fast, you're missing the inputs.
Yeah, and also Mashy's a newer runner, so he's not really seasoned in the same way that a lot of higher level runners are, where it's most high level runners or even mid level as well, it's not too bad. It's not really something you think about, but when you're starting out or still figuring things out, it can be a little tough.
Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Lost piece of power there. So coming up, we're going to be doing a horizontal bomb trigger. So bomb triggers require Link to face up. So either there are one of two ways you can do this. You can diagonally transition, which is reliant on subpixel, or you can pre-place the bomb and then just hold right, and then it's 100% consistent. So now, here's another reason why Bow Wow sucks. So, because we have Bow Wow, the game still thinks we have a partner on screen, so we have to transition left in order to not soft lock. However, because we leave the cutscene early, we don't have... The cutscene state was never ended, so we can't use our buttons. So we have to either enter a transition or die. In the case of this category, dying is faster. But, yeah, if we were able to skip Bow Wow in some way, we wouldn't have to die at all. We could just go straight over to the sand pit and feed it 2 arrows with the reward of a key to the 4th dungeon. Yeah, doing a safety save is really smart.
Unfortunately, if you water skip is definitely kind of easy to soft lock yourself on if you're not careful about it.
Yeah, if you're not, consistent with it or whatever, it's very smart to do a safety save. Mashy definitely got it.
Mm-hmm.
So now, it may seem strange that Matt is now in the Armos maze. This is, that's how you count. It's 1, 2, 3, 6. I see no issues with this.
No, not at all.
But yeah, so this is where arrow routing, if you're really strict with your arrow route, this is where runs can die because you didn't get enough arrows. Because Bow Wow will randomly eat these Armos, and even if you do setups to manipulate it, it's still a chance that you're not gonna get it. Oh, barely
Oh.
missing the
Oh,
fast
God.
boost strats, but a solid backup. Yeah, that's that version of boot strats is harder than
That looks
doing the
spooky.
top side. But yeah, like that, it's like you got the horizontal component, you're like right up in his face the entire time. It's like, it's kind of scary.
Definitely, especially with that stun from the landing. That is.
Oh yeah, you gotta bonk to avoid getting stunned. It's like, just get stunned and then stun lock him. It's better.
It's fine.
Anyways, my enough of my blabbering about the superior strat.
Of course.
It's also faster. Now Matt is making his way over to Dungeon 6. To an astute viewer and LADX player, you may realize, how are we gonna get there? We need the flippers. No, we don't. As Matt will showcase here, if you pause on the frame before Link drowns, you can just land, and the game thinks you're on a solid tile for a frame, so if you buffer a jump out of the menu, you can jump.
Very good. It gets us a lot of places we need to go.
Yeah.
Here and later.
That means that we can skip having to use flippers in seemingly essential areas. So this is Dungeon 6. This is kind of a snooze fest of a dungeon. There's not really much that goes on. It's a lot of walking. Yeah.
Yo.
Jinx. Like a root beer cream soda. Thank you.
That sounds very good, actually, right now.
Yep, alright. Anyways, yeah, it's just a lot of walking, a lot of slow movement. It's not very exciting. It gets a little more exciting in the back half, but getting to the power bracelet, level 2 bracelet, is kind of boring. You gotta sit through an entire tile room, you gotta kill some Wizrobes, just like...
I mean, the tile room can be exciting if the runner's at a half heart.
Yeah. But yeah, this...
He's got 2 hearts.
Yeah, this dungeon's just a lot of, like... Here's room with stuff, clear room, open door, but it's all cycle-based, so screw you.
Looks like Mashy had no problem with their Armros Knight.
Yep. We can get a quick little one cycle here on these. Wizard with some clever bomb placement and a slash. Oh yeah, I should mention something about the level 2 bracelet. So, you know how after Dungeon 4, you typically would have to go through the whole ghost quest and you gotta take the ghost to their home, and they will not shut up about it. And then, when you finally take them to their home, you have to take them to the grave. Yeah, that takes way too long and it's way too out of the way. So, how do we skip that? Well, for some reason, Matt almost soft blocked there. He was literally right against the pixel. But yeah, so how do you set that flag? Well, the level 2 bracelet, for some reason, when you get it, sets the flag that you've already seen the ghost. For some reason. So, if we get the level 2 bracelet before finishing Dungeon 4, we don't have to worry about the ghost. And so, in older routes, we would have to split Dungeon 4 so that we could take the flippers to Dungeon 6. But we can actually circumvent that through the Jesus jumps that we did earlier. Also, that is called a shack jump there. If you hold diagonally and then walk backwards up against an interactable object, then jump, then hold against the wall that you are walking against, you will get a super jump.
Mm-hmm. There's a few places we use that. It's satisfying every time.
Yeah, 2 in Dungeon 6 and once in Dungeon 7.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Facade. If you place 3 bombs before he puts up his text, yeah, he just takes damage. His hitbox just exists, so we can get a quick 2 cycle as opposed to a 5 cycle, which is really nice. Really nice time save. And so yeah, that is Dungeon 6. Also, we didn't even talk about the skill heads. I didn't even pay attention to Matt's skill heads. They were probably pretty good considering how quickly they passed by.
I mean, he saved a whole minute in this dungeon almost.
Yeah. That was actually a really solid Dungeon 6 by Matt. But yeah, to talk about horse heads, or well, we'll talk about horse heads when Mashy gets by. We gotta deal with some interesting consequences. So because we didn't get here with flippers, there's no way out. Or is there? So we're gonna be doing a sequence of 5, hopefully 5, Jesus jumps to escape Dungeon 6. Ooh, very nice.
Really?
Well, it's not... Oh, for Mashy.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at Mash. We're looking at 2 different places here.
Okay, so Matt got the 2. Very nice. Okay, you got the 3. That's a 2 buffer. Now he's got to make these 2. The Bomb Fairy can be really mean here. Hopefully Bomb Fairy doesn't move up at all, because if the Bomb Fairy moves down and then moves up, you can't avoid that. You will take damage and then you have to just save and quit. So, very nice Jesus jumps from Matt.
Most annoying game.
Yeah. It's probably the hardest part of the entire run, because every Jesus jump is frame perfect. However, you can get extra buffers on it, but unfortunately, because of how the menu works, you lose roughly 2 seconds for every extra menu that you do. So, you know, extra menus can add up very quickly, and you could sometimes lose, like, you know, 14, 16, 20 seconds alone to messing up Jesus jumps or having poor execution on them.
It is amazing how much time like good menuing can save in this game.
Yeah. And I'm actually here doing the skill heads. In this version of the game, it is a 50-50 chance for each horse head to land on its head, or land fully head up. And so that means that it's a 25% chance to get first try.
Sure doesn't feel that way, though.
Yeah, sometimes you'll just get, like, you know, 20th try, and you're like, why?
Actually, having some trouble here with the shack jump.
Yeah. I think probably tried to practice the shack jump, but he's having a little bit of trouble. I think his issue is that he's not holding diagonal down enough.
No.
Like, you gotta hold it the whole time. There we go.
There we go.
So, now, as you saw, Matt, like, talk to the owl and then enter that cave. That's to set his save and quit point. So, how save and quit points work is that it'll log where Link last was based on his sub-map transition. So, basically between overworld and cave systems, or overworld and dungeons. And so we can abuse that to traverse land faster. So in that instance, we skipped having to we skipped having to travel all the way back from the key block to open up Dungeon 4. And Matt not getting the obstacle skip. Unfortunate.
Shame.
It saves 0.25 seconds if you get it.
But it's not a swag if you don't get it.
Yeah. Also, Mashy finishing up Dungeon 6 while Matt is in Dungeon 4. Dungeon 4 is, you know, one of my personal favorites. I'd say it's probably top 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Dungeon 5 being my personal favorite. But yeah, there's something about Dungeon 4 that's so calming.
It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I like the greens and the blues. Very nice on the eyes. Blends really well with Link's color as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I like sort of the green and brown tinge on the flooring. Just works really well. But yeah, also, it's just really cool because we snapped this dungeon in half. Oh, barely missing that Jesus jump there. He didn't get far enough. Again, Link's nose has to be right up against it. That's why you want to do a diagonal jump there, because if you just do a normal jump, Link won't get there all the way, but if you have a vertical component to it, it will get Link far enough.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's just a really nice dungeon. Lots of really cool skips and stuff. You skip having to get 2 keys from that 4-way room. You skip having to get a key for the cue ball fight. Just really nice. And now we're gonna skip having to do the tile puzzle to get the nightmare key. So that's gonna clip into this wall, pick up the pots, and then wait for the P-hat to lift. The fastest way to do the P-hat clink is to wait for its shadow to appear. So as soon as you see the shadow, just like that, you can super jump and immediately clink off of the P-hat and get onto the upper layer. Same concept as the Dongo skip. And now we're gonna go dynamite fishing.
Oh man, this boss is so entertaining to watch done fast.
So we all know that fish are very weak to explosives, let alone 2 explosives to the face and a slash at high velocity. Yeah, I think every fish in the world would die to that level of...
To a rocket-propelled spin slash followed by 2 explosives to the face.
Rocket-propelled explosives to the face.
You're right, rocket-propelled. Oh man, D4 is such a great dungeon.
It's such a great dungeon. And it's short, too.
Absolutely.
It's roughly like 2 minutes long, which is really nice. So right now, time for the most uneventful segment in the game. Yeah, it's like... nothing happens.
There's nothing to do. Let's pay attention to Mashy's screen for a little bit. He's about to get best music.
Oh, it's Owl.
For like 10 seconds.
Stupid Owl.
I don't think Mashy
Owl doesn't even have a name in this. Owl never... the Owl doesn't even have a name in this game.
Wow.
That's how boring the Owl is. The Owl's name is the Owl.
We never liked the Owl. We don't like him in Ocarina of Time. We don't like him here.
I don't think there's a single game where the Owl exists that, like, the Owl is actually a good character. I guess, like, the only slightly relevant game where the Owl, or, like, an Owl-based character is good is Skyward Sword, where Zelda's father is... his name is the same as the Owl from Ocarina of Time.
God, what is the Owl's name? I don't even remember now.
Gepora.
Gepora, that's right.
That's the name of... Well, I don't remember his full name, but I do know that the father, Zelda's father in Skyward Sword is Gepora.
Matt almost had a very clean start to D5 here.
It was still a very clean start, honestly.
That
so
one
far,
piece
so
just
good.
kind of got away from him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, good reaction, too.
Absolutely.
Got good the RNG. Also, yeah, Helmasaurs are horrible. Yeah, so they... Not only do Helmasaurs like to move a lot, they also like to turn a lot. And we have to hit them in their backs. But unfortunately, spin slashes are kind of weird, so... The spin slash hit on a Helmasaur is based on where Link was originally facing. And so... Sometimes you'll get setups where the Helmasaur will move to the left, and then he'll face down, and then you just gotta wait for him to move. Or you gotta get lucky. And sometimes Helmasaurs will just not move at all. Or they'll not turn at all, and you're like, come on. It's annoying. But also, Matt overkilled Master Stalfos 1 there, and that is to get a key for later, and then also just to make it so Master Stalfos 3 spawns. While Mashy is doing the tile room puzzle. One of, I think, 5 or 6 patterns.
He was having a little bit of trouble with the double Zelda room before that. He also did the crossroads with 1 heart. I was very scared for him going into the next room because it's very difficult to do that following room after the crossroads without taking a hit, just because of the sword Stalfos. Yeah.
So Master Stalfos 3, actually the fastest the Master Stalfos fights because he immediately spawns. So fun little fact there. If you just jump to the left or to the right, place the bomb immediately, Like pick up the bomb, throw it, and then set up for a spin slash. You'll always get it. It's super fast.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the few fights where you don't have to time it at all. You can just throw the bomb immediately. It's really nice. So this is the dumb jump here. Nice first try.
Hell yeah, we love to see it.
So yeah, if you dash jump over the center of 2 tiles and then hold down, the game will try to put Link into the pit, but because Link is still continually moving down during the dash jump, he'll be able to make that large tile gap jump. Only works going down, which is really nice because we don't have to worry about getting the hook shot, then going back. Speaking of getting the hook shot, we are now going to be killing Master Stalfos 4 and getting the hook shot. Fun times.
Hook shot on A, gross.
A hook shot, hey, the trick
Oh,
isn't
he
called
fixed it.
a hook shot.
A hook shot, yeah. But he fixed it. It's book shot now.
Yeah. So yeah, now we got the hook shot. Really cool item, honestly. Sad we don't see it in like any other 2D Zelda game.
For real, though.
Hook shot's
Wait,
really cool.
What do they replace it with in Oracles, or do they even have a replacement for it?
There's the switch hook,
That's what it is.
but it's not really like a hook shot. It's like more you like trade places with stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not nearly as cool as like, you know, the hook shot.
Mm. And I think the other one was a magnet glove, was supposed to be kind of a
magnet
replacement.
gloves.
Which is
Yeah, I
cool in
think
concept, but...
Switch hook is like close enough, but I feel like, you know, you can't replace like the hook shot, you know?
Exactly.
The iconic Zelda item.
Alright, on to Walthos here.
Wall man, Slime-eel.
Choose your favorite flavor. This guy's got a lot of names.
Wall snake.
Not as many as Hothead, but you get the idea. Was that 5?
That was 4, I think.
Oh.
There it
That was
is.
a D4. I'm actually getting another piece of power somehow, but not gonna be able to use it.
I think he got a lot of kills in Dungeon 4. And that's why.
Oh, that's right, because he stopped to take some safety.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a little wall snake. Honestly, like the name Slime-eel doesn't even make sense.
Not in the least bit. That's what we're...
Because it's not slimy, it's not an eel by any definition. Like, it's not even by the scientific definition an eel. First off, it's like not even in water. It's not slimy. Not even in the remake is it slimy in the slightest. It's like a worm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of eel-like if it comes out of the wall, but like even then, that's a stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point, it'd just be a snake.
You're right.
Because it's a land creature.
So we just call it wall snake, like a normal
wall
person.
snake. Or there's the headcanon that it's like a guy controlling.
It's just a dude and a robot.
Yeah, it's like a mechanical thing, and that's why it looks so awkward, and that's why you have the fakes sometimes. Anyways, Matt is now making his way over to the Bird Key Cave. However, an astute viewer may have recognized that we, 1, don't have the ocarina, 2, we don't have 300 rupees, and yeah, that means we can't get the Frog Song of Soul, which means that we can't get the Rooster. So, instead, we are going to be doing a trick called Rooster Skip. A trick found by Tompa in 2006, the ripe year of 2006, before several market crashes. 2006, a simpler time, Speed Demo's archive. He found a trick called hookshot jumping, where when you shoot the hookshot over a pit, and the hookshot comes back to you, there is exactly 1 frame where the hookshot will come back and it will consider Link grounded. And on that 1 frame, you can jump, which means that you can jump over pits. And if we do 2 consecutive hookshot jumps, we can get to the bird key without the rooster.
Tisk tisk, Matt. Missing both obstacle skips. But Mashy got first try dumb jump, so
Yeah,
good for
very
him.
nice. Both runners having decent D5 so far.
You love to see it. D5 can
So-
just be one of those splits that's just, but
It's very hard, you know, to get used to. But yeah, so Matt did a safety save there. That's not just for safety. It's also for a trick later that we'll explain. But yeah, hook shot. Ooh, 2 buffer. Very
Not
nice. So he's doing the buffer method. You can do it unbuffered, and that saves 8+ seconds compared to a perfect one. So that's a 2 buffer and a 3 buffer. So that's not too bad. That's like, I think, 13 or 14 seconds lost to an unbuffered, which is fine. Honestly, where he is, it's perfectly fine. So yeah, first try. Another reason why Bow Wow sucks is that sometimes he can just get in your face and block the hook shot, and then it's like, oh, well, that was fun. I guess I'm falling and losing 20 seconds.
yo,
Such an incredible beast. Besides, yeah, on world record pace, you're just not gonna finish. You're not gonna get a world record or PB. Screw you. Also, we didn't explain this on Matt's screen, but on Mashy's screen, he did a thing called a hookshot clip. So if you are clipped into a hookshotable object and then start hookshotting at other hookshotable objects, the game doesn't know where to place Link, so it'll force him through those objects, and then you can just go through, and that means we can skip having to do the chasm jump, and that's why the key is so useful. And, ooh,
all right,
Matt
fine.
threw the rock a little too early, or didn't wait long enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, rule of thumb is either like hook shot right after throwing the rock, or throw the rock, wait for the little bits to disappear, then immediately interact with it. You can do the hook shot. It's faster and most reliable than Nitro's manip. Yes, it is real, Xander. It's not. It's not some sort of meme. It's real. Anyways, so in Dungeon 7, typically, you would use this giant metal ball to knock down these pillars. Well, we have better tools of destruction. They're called bombs. So if we just bomb trigger all of these pillars, we can essentially just delete these pillars without having to use the metal ball, which saves incredible amounts of time, and also makes it so we don't need to do any of the puzzle at all. It saves several minutes. A completely glitchless D7 is like 6 minutes long.
it's bad. This is easily one of the longest dungeons. If you try
But
to
then-
lug that ball around.
Yeah, but then like if you use bomb triggers, optimally it's like 2 minutes.
Alright, Matt opting not to go for Goomba Surf.
I don't think any of our runners are going to go for Goomba Surf. They're going to go for this P-Hat Clink here. It's more reliable, but it loses 10 seconds. Take your pick, you know. At a higher level, you basically need to do Goomba Surf because those 10 seconds could be essential. That's a sixth of a minute. That could mean the difference between getting that PB and not getting that PB at that high of a level.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so the reason why we did that save and quit earlier in the Rooster Cave, or in the Bird Key Cave, was because we reset how the game logs the bottom bar, and so, yeah. You can just hookshot through and wrap it around and hit the eagle. Mashy getting the obstacle skip, incredible.
Mashy got both obstacle skips today.
Alright, that means Mashy wins by default.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Matt.
Your run is invalid.
Yeah, we don't even need to finish this. We can just
Just cut it
end
here.
it here. Just cut it here. Yeah, save everyone some time. Anyways, yeah, so Matt is now done with Dungeon 7. Loving his split name.
Yeah, he has some interesting splits.
I have salmon.
I'll have the salmon.
Snake.
Like a flame face. What do you
Oh, Mashy
oh no,
having a
Mashy,
bit of
no,
trouble.
Mashy.
Going for that. Seems like he didn't get far enough on the dash jump, and then tried to do Black Rooster Skip. If you don't know, Black Rooster Skip is where you do where you can basically do hookshot jumps by clinking your hookshot against the wall and then jumping. You can also do that. Vlak does it, or it did it when he ran this game, where you do that up against 3 different walls.
Oh no.
It is... Watch his no save and quit world record. It is absurd. It sure is fast. So this is Marin. We can just jump over. She put herself in that place. Like this, that's actually canon. She actually placed herself up there to get Link's attention.
That's actually canon.
So that she could confess to him. But then Terran intervenes, and you know we're just gonna leave her hanging. You know, let her not have to deal with the embarrassment of Terran. Be like, hey, what are you doing up here?
Dang, and here I thought I was writing the best fanfic in all of existence for Link's Awakening.
I mean, Terran basically just kind of spills it. He's like, what are you doing up here? Why'd you leave?
Look, that's why he's a raccoon in the woods, because he wasn't supposed to interrupt.
True, but he still appears anyways, regardless of if he remains a raccoon or not. So yeah, if you're clipped into a wall, you don't take knockback, so you can just run up against that flame geyser and then run through it with your iframes, and that skips ever needing the level 2 shield, the most useless item in the game.
Just a piece of wood.
Well, it's a piece of metal because it's a mirror shield.
Ah, you're right.
It's glass too, presumably, or maybe not, because like the mirror shield isn't really glass. It's like not really. You're not really holding a mirror. It's more like a reflective shield.
Just very well polished.
Very well polished, yeah. But speaking of well polished, this is Dungeon 8, a very convoluted dungeon casually. Ooh, nice swag bomb arrow. So this is a very convoluted dungeon casually with 8 keys.
It's just an unnecessary amount of keys.
Yeah, also, like, you only need, like, 2 or 3 of them to actually finish the dungeon. So, yeah, we do a clever thing there called a bookshot, and that skips another key. We only need 1 key. But yeah, so, if you have the hookshot on the B button, and you have the feather on the A button, and you drop off a ledge while pressing B and A at the same time, because the hookshot has the priority, you shoot the hookshot, Link jumps right afterwards, and then falls off the ledge. That gives him just enough invulnerability to clip through the key block, and then he can clip through and go to the staircase, which skips a key. And a trip to the left side. While Mashy is doing his bomb triggers.
If you're bad at bookshot, and you wanted to get a 3rd key, what would even be the best place in this dungeon to do that?
Well, 3rd key, you only get 2.
Well, yeah, normally you only get 2, but you skip the key block up there, so say you can't
Well,
do...
no, in here, this key that we get here from the eye statue, that's the only key we get.
Oh, wait, you're right.
Without bookshot, you would get the, you normally go to this left side first to get the key from the chest on the room to the left, and then you would make your way to the room with the where we do the bookshot normally, and then you just do a super jump and get to the key block that way, and then you would use the 2D section to get the cue ball. Speaking of cue ball, yeah, this is a fight that you normally see in Dungeon 4. It literally functions exactly the same. You can just stun lock him in a corner and it works.
It just works. This is the strangest. What, Matt?
No, it's a strat. This is the Roomba surf. You move this Roomba and then you just jump. Yeah, if you are just controlling the Roomba, you can jump and Link will move in that direction. So it's nice.
I mean,
it saves some time.
Dan doing it that way, but
it's safe. It's really safe. It's easy. You know, I fully respect it. You know, do what you're comfortable with in that room. It's not any
Right.
faster as long as you end up in front of the chest at some point.
As I think everybody's gonna have a different opinion of how to do the Roomba room.
I think most people do it a similar way. So this is Hothead. Really jank boss fight. His iframes only exist while he's moving. So
Ooh, nice.
yeah, and also, oh, is he trying to go for the tech skip? Oh, he barely
I
missed
didn't
it.
get it.
That's fine. If you pause on the same frame that you do the tech skip, so like if you open the start menu, you soft lock.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah,
That was
just
a
be
goal.
careful. That's why you press start last. Also, Matt getting a gold on D8. Very nice. So now with all of that gear, we are going to be returning to Dungeon 2 to completely slaughter that place. Like, literally, we kill a ton of enemies and completely annihilate the boss.
I wish for peace and quiet.
He's shutting everything up.
Uh,
So now Mashy making his way over to Dungeon 8, while Matt is making his way back to Dungeon 2.
Genie is a
So,
very talkative boss. Nya nya.
yeah. Also, we never mentioned the characters from who are totally not from an indie game that was popular back in 2015, 2016. Oh, really bad RNG on that hooded Stalfos.
They really love to get in the way.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my
no.
gosh. That hooded Stalfos just robbing Matt of everything he has. Yeah, that hooded Stalfos can be really annoying because...
just throw the pot. There you go.
Oh my
Oh my-
goodness. Just opt for the bomb arrow, Matt.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that was clean.
There we go.
I was gonna say just switch to magic rod. Like that bomb was still dangerously close to that.
Yeah,
that.
that hooded Stalfos can really screw you over depending on its positioning.
The pot refusing to be picked up.
Yeah, also pot hitboxes are really weird. Like,
oh my gosh.
they're above your head. Oh, Mashy having a kind of scary flame skip, but luckily having enough health to deal with it properly. So, you know this genie? How normally you have to wait for him to talk, and then you gotta, you know, have him shoot 8 fireballs at you, and then you gotta wait for him to go to his spot, and then he's like, oh, you can't hit me while I'm in my bottle, or whatever. And then you gotta throw him at the wall, and you gotta do that 3 times. And that's pain and suffering. Well, we can just clip into that upper wall there, then it breaks immediately, and then we just plant some fire in the corner, and he burns.
Yeah, you can't hit me as long as I don't have corners.
Actually, fun fact, in Cravone, and I think Xander's ROM hack, they get rid of the corners, so you can't one cycle him. You actually have to do the full 3 cycle.
Actually, in Xander's, it's not that he gets rid of the corners, as that he makes it so you can't access the corners. Apparently, somebody did actually manage to get a 1 cycle somehow. I don't quite.
What
know
was
how.
it, Dragon?
No, it was somebody else, or maybe it was Dragon actually.
Also, because we're using Mashy's audio, we won't be able to hear the ballad, unfortunately.
Switch it here.
Aw, Matt, please.
Ah, we got it.
There we go.
Oh, Matt. Okay, there you go.
Matt, please, just buffer.
Just buffer it.
There. Okay.
All
He
right.
should have enough. He doesn't mash as fast as me, and mashes away 6. All right, now time for a rapid fire round of explanations. So, coming up, Matt will be entering the windfish egg. And because we never read the book, the pattern is always the same. Left, left, up, right, up, then left, left, up, right, up, left, then up. Then we're going to be doing a bomb trigger into the pit, which is going to skip the text for the nightmare fight, which is going to make it so that the music doesn't start, which means that we can manipulate the Nightmare Zol fight. Which means that we can kill it with the sword. Unfortunately, I don't think Matt does the Aghanim manip, but in that state, you can also manip the Aghanim fight, which means that you don't have to worry about getting any blue balls. Oh, Matt, that's not gonna work.
Oh,
Because he slashed. Yeah, he
Oh
slashed.
no,
It's not gonna
Matt!
work. Oh, it worked.
What?
Oh, I think he got the lucky slash. I think that's it. Or he got the slash that still works at the bomb place. Anyways, normally you'd manip Aghanim by standing in very specific positions, but because Matt likes a little bit of fun in his life, likes to spice up his life a little bit with some good old newfangled random or old-fangled randomness, I guess. He's gonna basically roll the dice, flip the coin, see if he gets an energy ball or a blue ball. Gets a blue ball, one blue ball, loses 8 seconds each one you get.
I notice he has exactly one bomb left. I hope he uses it for something special.
Well, he's on PB pace. I think he wants to
Oh yeah, he probably
maintain.
won't.
Okay, there we go.
Oh,
finally,
yeah.
now
There's
we're
no
going
way.
to set up a stun lock. Oh, barely misses the stun lock. He had a slight gap in his sword slash. So you can actually stun lock that Moldorm indefinitely until he disappears after you do 255 damage. And then you're soft locked. But yeah, you can stun lock him by getting 16 hits in and then immediately killing him. And then for Ganon, you want to run into him 12 times. Or do a spin slash and do 11. Then fight a non-existent boss. That boss doesn't exist. And now we're going to be going into the final fight. This is Death Eye. Death Eye. It's an Eye of Death. Does 1 damage, 1 full heart of damage. If you touch the arms, if you touch its head, it does half a heart. And it is completely random when it opens its eye. And that is because the music is rolling, so we can't manip it. So it's all up to chance. Matt having a bit of a rough fight so far.
Everybody send your energy to Nightmare, so he wakes the hell up.
Wake up. Oh, that was actually a pretty solid Nightmare. I think Matt PBs, by the way. This is a PB.
It's definitely a PB.
Yeah, a bit rough on the Nightmare front and on the D2 front, but that is a nice PB. And Matt will be finishing with an official race time of 57:28. GG's.
So we can pull him in for interview here.
Yeah, while Mashy is going to start his genie fight very soon. There we go, Mashy's starting the genie fight. Gonna be doing a sword strat here. Hello, Matt. GG's on your race. And a PB.
Alright, but Matt, we really gotta talk about this, man. Is this PB even valid? You failed both of your obstacle skips, man.
Don't care, 2 BPs in a row.
You committed grand larceny, you robbed the shopkeeper. Yeah.
Well, Mashy did that too, so it doesn't...
Yeah, I guess.
Man, please.
Actually, let me see here. Does that move you up at all? You beat
no,
Kransoon. Congratulations, you are now top 25 in the world, Matt.
A...
Hit number 25.
Hmm?
So let's see something.
Yeah.
I believe this is the last thing of losers round 2?
Yeah, that is
This
the
is last
last of losers round 1. Yeah.
Round 1, yeah.
So next will be round 3 and losers round 2.
You're going to be going up against Nitro. How do you feel?
I PB'd. I can
He's like,
die
I don't
happy.
care.
When was the last time you PB'd, by the way?
What's it say on whatchamacallit, Speedrun? It's probably like 8
like a
something
year
months
ago. Yeah, like a year ago.
Let's find out, shall we?
March 23rd, 2020.
So over a year ago.
And then I get 2 in a row.
Jeez. While Mashy is doing his windfish egg. Oh, we were talking over the second ballot. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Man, the hands though. The hands tried. Right there at
yeah.
the end.
Oh yeah. Also, that room with the Stalfos and the Pulse voice, like that was not your fault. that hooded Stalfos was out for blood.
I was swearing like a sailor at that bastard. I had no patience for him.
Yeah, and then you had a little bit of trouble with that bomb trigger on the windfish egg.
That was the start of the hands.
The hands, then the Moldorm fight. Also,
that's just been happening.
Also, by the way, you got lucky on that blob quick kill because you slashed at the exact time that you picked up the bomb.
That's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
And then you got the sound that worked, and I'm like, yes.
It's fine.
Matt, you sound like you're on quite the runner's high right now.
No, not at all. Just tired.
It is 7 p.m.
I also haven't eaten dinner.
Is it
at like 8 a.m.?
Or is it 8 p.m. for you right now?
I haven't had to.
Okay, yeah. So we're same time zone again.
Actually, also slashed.
Oh, but still
But
got the
also
lucky
Fitz.
slash as well. Yeah, both runners getting lucky slashes. Yeah, if you get the bomb trigger, you can do a slash manip or a bomb manip. The slash manip, you have to slash enough times for the to hear the high sound, and then it works. Oh, missing the energy ball. Unfortunate. That's fine. So yeah, while Mashy's finishing up here, have any thoughts about this run? Any complaints? Anything you liked about it?
It follows the same principle as my Battle Network runs. If I do 2 in a row, the second one's guaranteed a PB.
Actually, what are you doing on the other side of the room?
He's trying to be safe. He doesn't want to take a hit. But like, if you're on the polar opposite side of the room, you can't hit him.
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah. Any segments of special interest to you this run? Anything you were especially proud of? I know you golded D8.
I golded a lot of stuff.
Yeah. You had some pretty solid Jesus jumps overall. It was really nice. So now Mashy is fighting Ganon. Actually, technically, Nightmare Ganon did Phantom Ganon before Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look through these splits. Oh yeah, that one rupee sucked.
Oh yeah, you got 9 rupees on the beach, and then had like a full 4 or 5 cycles of nothing in the grass.
Mashy got 2 rupees and still managed to almost catch up to you on rupee luck. Like it was spicy.
I want to know how I golded Enter D6. That was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, there was some comedy there, but overall it was actually pretty solid. You did have a really good backup on the Armos Knight.
That's what happens when you get screwed over by him. You just learn how to deal with it.
Oh yeah, you also got a 2 buffer Villa skip as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, Mashy finishing with an official race time of 104.02.
official race time. I don't like that. I'm gonna position the other team to actually make a better name. I like it.
You don't like race time, an official race time?
Nope.
Time.
Race time.
Race time.
Would you prefer an official race time?
No, I want an official speedboat time.
Is that what they're calling it? Speedboat?
Jokingly right now.
Speedboat time.
Speedboat's live. where it's not even centering around speedrunning. It's just about like racing boats.
You like jet skis?
You like jazz?
You like
You like
jazz?
Yes.
Huh. Well, I'm glad I got that out of the way. Now I don't have to ever PB again.
For the rest of your life or until the next no OOB tourney?
Until I deem it proper. Those 2 BBs in a row, man. How spicy.
Right, we get Mashy in here as well.
Yeah, we're waiting for Mashy to join in.
Train wreck. I like the comments.
Okay, well, let's just record this race result, shall we?
No, not stop! God.
No, sorry.
Late.
I'm sorry.
Hello, Mashy.
Hello, Mashy.
Masher.
GG's.
Thanks, GG.
Good stuff, pal. Is that a PB? Hopefully? Maybe?
No.
Oh.
That was
you
a train
PB'd.
wreck.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was
You
a mid
PB'd the
off
other
my
day.
PB. Yeah. I PB'd in the first race. I got a 102.57.
It looked like the shack jump in D5 was giving you a little bit of trouble.
D4, you mean? Or D6.
D6. Yeah.
D6,
D6,
yeah,
excuse me, yeah, D6.
Pick a number, guys. God.
Yeah,
Look, we've
I'm
already
not set that up properly. I usually just wing it and it works.
Yeah, one of your issues is that you weren't holding diagonal for long enough. You want to make sure that you're holding diagonal for at least a little bit, then jump, then hold the opposite direction. So you want to be
Okay.
holding that diagonal while you're jumping.
Just make sure you're fully in the corner because you have plenty of leeway time to finish the jump.
Okay.
Yeah, so just remember to keep holding that diagonal while you're jumping and then hold the opposite direction.
Okay.
So yeah, GG's. Anything specific about that that run that you would like to comment on?
That rupee luck at the beginning?
Oh gosh.
You both had rough rupee luck. Matt got 9 rupees on the beach and then just had a drought through the grass.
You
Meanwhile,
almost
I had
caught up to
2
him.
on the beach.
Mhm. You almost caught up to him because of how bad his bush luck was.
Yeah, you both had
Never.
really rough rupees.
Never trust a bush.
Never trust the grass. You know, they say to touch grass, but, you know, it's evil. Don't trust it.
Well, we got a little bit of good news for you, Mashy. This means you're free.
Yay!
You never have to play this game again unless you want
It also,
to.
it
Why
also
would
means you don't have to verse nitros.
That is also true.
Well, if I was gonna play Nitros, we probably could have played Oracles.
Just run, like, ages or something.
Yeah. We could have done the Ages meme
Oh,
where we play up to the shipwreck and then we switch over to LADX.
Oh, God.
That's actually pretty good. I'd actually accept that, probably.
Honestly, I'd be down for that. I'm not sure if Xander and Spice would, but
I'd be
That would
down
be
for it
great.
as long as the race actually starts at the proper time.
the actual LADX race starts at the proper time, yeah. That would actually be great.
But unfortunately, that won't come to pass. I'm not going to play Ages.
You'll play Seasons.
Nope.
You'll play that mysterious third Oracles game.
Nah, I'll play Cave Story.
will you at
Oh,
least
fair enough.
will you at least help the hand in the toilet?
No.
You play Chrono Trigger.
Not this week.
Lawyers.
You shut up.
Mother gunship.
Yeah, anyways, GG's, both of you. And thanks for
GG.
watching Zelda Speedruns. And also, so we're done with all of the current rounds and stuff, right? We just have round 3 and losers round 2.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Cool. So we should start scheduling those now because
We should.
the round's over.
We're done. Hey VXR, what else is going on Speedruns Live? Not Speedruns Live.
Speedruns
I'm
Live.
losing my mind.
Nothing's going on.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
our
know what's going. I don't know what's going on SRL. I don't.
I know what's going on with SRL. Let's not bother with that conversation. What's going on
Yeah.
at ZSR?
Yes. All right. Let's see. Over on ZSR Main, they've got a Wind Waker Randomizer Season 4 tournament. Losers bracket semifinals match. We're gonna go raid them after this. Over on ZSR 3, we have a ALTTVR Cross Keys tournament match going on over there. If you want to watch that. And then tomorrow, a lot of stuff going on. Some of the highlights include the last qualifier for the Majora's Mask Randomizer Season 2 tournament. That's at noon Eastern on the main ZSR channel. As well as the OOTR Scrubs tournament. Season 3 is starting. The first 2 qualifiers will take place on ZSR, and the rest over on Scrubs Central. The first one being the normal time of the NA Weekly, Saturday 6 p.m. Eastern, and number 2 being the normal time of the EU Weekly, Sunday 3 p.m. CEST. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.